All right, it's time to talk about Indiana versus Oregon. All right, so these two teams were kind of expected to be in this position. Indiana, maybe not as much during the season, but once they beat Oregon, we knew that a rematch was certainly possible at this point in the season. And so a lot has been learned about both of these teams, not only when they played each other, but since they've played each other. Indiana's playing at a level that is just above everyone else. And they've got to keep that level up if they're going to beat Oregon in this rematch. I think they do, because I think Curt Cignetti kind of builds a team week by week, step by step, day by day. I think today Indiana is a bigger favorite than they were when they played Oregon in the first meeting. First of all, this game's not going to be in Oregon. And so that makes a big difference. I think Indiana is going to have the overwhelming advantage in fan support. And so Indiana is going to be playing another pseudo home game. Of course, that won't happen if Indiana wins. They have to go down to Miami, where Miami's already got an extra day, knowing that they're playing in the national championship. But in this game tonight, I think the fan base is going to be 2-1, maybe even 3-1, advantage Indiana. And so I think Indiana's going to win this game. Now, how is Indiana going to go about winning this game? First of all, Fernando Mendoza has to continue to play well. Oregon's going to have to find ways to put pressure on him, but he has responded to blitz and blitz packages so well. Indiana's a very difficult team to blitz. Their offensive line seems to be very cohesive, have great chemistry. They pick up the blitz really well. Last year, if you remember, when Indiana got beat by Ohio State, that was one of the issues. Their offensive line couldn't protect the quarterback. And now I think this offensive line does protect Fernando Mendoza, and I think Mendoza will have time to throw, and with a healthy receiving core, I think that's going to be a real problem. Indiana's offense got significantly better when Elijah Surratt got hurt. And you hate to say that, but the reality is Charlie Becker got a chance. Charlie Becker's been unbelievable as wide receiver for the Indiana Hoosiers. And now that you get Surratt back and you can still have Becker on the field along with Omar Cooper, you've got an amazing trio of receivers. People made a lot about the Ohio State receiving corps. Well, this Indiana receiving corps is right there with them because all three of those guys can go down the field and make plays. And all three have at different times. Becker had that huge catch in the Big Ten championship game when they beat Ohio State, and they threw that lob down the right sideline, and Becker went up and got it. It converted a first down, and Indiana was able to basically run out the clock. You had Elijah Surratt with the big touchdown against Iowa, and you had Omar Cooper Jr. with the toe touch at Penn State. So they've got a great receiving core, and I think that's going to be a real problem for Oregon. I think Indiana's capable of scoring points, and Indiana's defense just doesn't allow a lot of points. And I've got to believe that through a sample that's gone this deep into the season, that we know Indiana's defense is going to be tough to score upon. And so I have got Indiana winning. Final score tonight in the Peach Bowl, Indiana 34, Oregon 20. That's my number. 34-20 is my final. Indiana getting the win and advancing to the national championship game, where they will go to Miami to play the Miami Hurricanes. Hope everybody enjoys the game. Should be a lot of fun. Don't forget, we do have high school basketball leading up to the game. We've got a really good one with a girls basketball contest of Northrop versus Snyder. That game at Snyder, both teams 5-0 in the Summit Athletic Conference. One team will keep pace with Homestead, while the other team will be a game back. But both teams still have their shot at Homestead coming up later in the season. And Homestead still has to play both these teams. So a lot can still happen, but this is a huge late season game on the girls' calendar with Northrop at Snyder. Then we'll have the boys' game after a brief break of about 30 minutes between contests. Join us for the Parkview Sports Medicine post-game show live from the Pizza Hut at Northwood. We will be there from approximately 8 to 9 o'clock, give or take 15 minutes or so. Hope you have a terrific Friday. Enjoy your sports weekend, and we'll be back talking to you again soon.